Do you say Happy Ash Wednesday?
I have no idea.
What did you do? You look pretty.
Thank you.
You don't normally look pretty on this show.
I know. I know.
Normally you're like the funny person.
You're not normally pretty. You're funny.
So
Because we can't be both.
well, you can, and we're going to prove that on today's Krisha and Frank show.
We'll see.
Happy,
No, these are just those leftover Mardi Gras bees. I'm like, look, they're pearls.
but they look good. I'm sure they're loud on the
Thanks,
mic. But
they are.
that was nice. So today is Ash Wednesday, which means it's not Lent. I mean, not Mardi Gras anymore. That's the Carnival is over
It's
as
over.
of last night at midnight.
The party's over.
Well, that's what they do in New Orleans. Have you been to New Orleans
I have.
for Mardi Gras?
I have.
Then tell me.
In the year 2000.
I always avoided it that time of year. My friend Bruce went to Tulane University, and he always talked about the Gras. But he said I should come to New Orleans, but don't come at the Gras because it's just too many amateurs and too crazy.
It was, I was 20. It was the year that I turned 20. It was actually, I was there on my 20th birthday because it was early March.
And that's, your birthday often will fall on Mardi Gras or Ash Wednesday.
And they had just changed the legal drinking age from 18 to 21 that year.
Oh, so you got missed out.
It did not stop me from doing anything.
Do they check IDs in New Orleans?
Yes. I mean, there were places that I wasn't supposed to be able to get into, but my friend that I was with, Audrey and her husband, and Audrey and I looked enough like sisters that she had her old ID and I would just use her old ID, but nobody even, like, they would just look and like, it was absolute insanity.
And then when it gets to be midnight,
it's really cool because the streets just like you have to go.
They come through with like giant street sweepers and just the party's over.
It's over.
Push everybody out.
But we stayed at someone's house who lived like 3 blocks from Jackson Square, so it was a fantastic trip. I'd love to go back to New Orleans when it's not Mardi Gras.
When I would go, it would be in the heat of August because there would be a radio convention in New Orleans. They would get the cheaper rates by having it in August. So imagine you're walking through soup. The air is as thick as soup as you're trying to get through. But I had such a blast just going to, and I've got many Mardi Gras stories, which are probably not appropriate for Ash Wednesday.
Hi, it's Krisha and Frank Show. We're Krisha and Frank. You can purchase our merch at our website, krishaandfrank.com, and as Father Bill McKenzie did.
Father Bill bought the first of our sweatshirts, and I meant to show this picture last week, but it's more appropriate because I realized that Father Bill is in his Roman collar, which I didn't
so awesome
catch the first time I looked at the picture.
Really?
Awesome. He's got the religious painting on the wall behind him. He's got the Roman collar on because I think he's mostly retired. I think he was retired, but he obviously dressed up for the photo.
It's perfect.
And made me happy.
And thank you for purchasing that. So yeah, you can go to krishaandfrank.com. It's got links to all of our stuff, YouTube, socials, all of that. Please just go do that.
You'll also see the link there for SeymourSmokies.com because on the weekends we do our extra adventure Monday through Friday.
We dabble in a little adventuring.
Yeah, the regular podcast Monday through Friday, and then off we go. Is it Ober-Gatlinburg this week?
I think so.
Oh boy, oh boy.
Yeah, because we just did ale wine, so yeah, it's Ober-Gatlinburg.
Oh, happy times.
Yeah, you were not happy with me.
That's part of the show. That's one of the basic plot points of the show. One of the premises is let's see what we can do.
But you were so...
I wasn't mad.
You were so uncomfortable.
Yeah, I was uncomfortable.
And you were...
I never got mad.
No, you weren't like actually mad at me, but you were finger shaking.
Because sometimes we do things for the show, or we tell each other things for the show that maybe
vulnerable
we shouldn't have said. If we were normal friends.
Yes.
And we wouldn't. There's things I wouldn't tell you and things you wouldn't tell me, but we're not normal friends. We're co-hosts.
Right.
Which means you have to sometimes tell me something embarrassing so that, knowing full well that I'm supposed to turn it on you.
Well,
for example, I get the message the other day.
Speaking of which, I have been on a watching Survivor kick.
Now this is surprising to me because my wife loves that show, and I lost interest in it at some point along the way. I mean, it's been on for 20 years.
It's like 33 seasons, 34 seasons, 35. I
think it started in the early 2000s. I think it's been on for 20 years.
I I'm very much like you. I just lost interest a long time ago. But I watched Surviving or Alone and all of these like really cool Amazon show, a show on Amazon that's all about like they're just alone out in the woods. And
I'll
it's
send
really,
Jerry the links. She might like them.
oh, she's gonna love it. It's not a competition, but it is. But they're all by themselves.
Okay.
So I watched that, and then
If they die, they lose?
yeah, something like that. But I got back into Survivor, and so I've been watching Survivor.
Where is it on?
It's on Hulu.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I did not know that because we don't have Hulu.
Right.
And my wife watches it on regular TV on Wednesday nights.
No,
so that's
watched.
a thing. You know, we have to clear it out, or she can watch it on the website the next day.
Right. I watched it I've been watching it on Hulu, and I watched
Let me
like
clear
a
out
whole.
the schedule on Wednesday night so she can watch her show.
I watched like I watched a whole season in a couple days.
Yeah, it surprised me that you got through it so quickly.
Well, one, when there's no commercials in it, it's 30 minutes long instead of an hour.
Okay.
And then there's parts that like I'll just fast forward. I'm like,
There's a lot of...
There's a lot of blah, blah, blah. It gets old. So onward we go. I was watching one of the final episodes of the season that I was watching, and one of the gentlemen is in his 70s. His name is Tom, and he didn't win. Spoiler. It was like 3 years ago. Get over yourselves. And he had been on a reward and gotten to eat like meat and food and a ton of food. And it was towards...
and you want to build your strength so that you're
like
stronger
he made
for the
it
next challenge.
37 days, I think.
Oh,
and they
then
only
they gave
go
him-
39 days.
And then they give him steak?
And they gave him steak, and he was so excited, and he ate a lot. And of course, he got clogged up. And
Yeah,
they're showing...
They need fig trees out there on Survivor
They're
Island.
showing Tom like out in the ocean.
Is
and
that
he's
where
like,
they go to the bathroom?
I guess so.
They used to in the very first couple of seasons, didn't they dig a hole? It was somebody's job to go dig a latrine.
Yeah.
And now I think in the later seasons they're like,
They don't really talk about it much.
They just go. I think they just go into the waist high water and go.
Okay.
I think that's what they do.
But they're showing him out there, and he comes back, and he's talking about that because he's clogged up. He's older. He's in his 70s. That his prostate was also having an issue, so he was, as he put it,
vitamins.
he's unable to make water. That's literally what he said. That's how old he is.
No, he's 90 then. If he said that.
Nope, he said he could not make water, could not pass water, and they're showing him in the water, and he's like laying in the water, and he's like on his like elbows, like floating in the ocean, like right in the... And I was thinking, man, when you've got to go so badly, like that feeling of being able to go, when you finally are able to go, like that feeling of relief, and oh my gosh,
You've been holding it while you've been out doing a show or out doing work.
Right,
or
and I couldn't imagine...
Car rides, I hate long car rides.
I couldn't imagine how he was feeling when you have to go and you can't, but that nice release feeling when you can. And my brain...
Are you trying to hypnotize us?
My brain was watching this man lay in the gently lapping water of the ocean, and he looked so relaxed and calm, and my brain was like, you should pee.
You're talking to the TV character? No, your brain told you. And where are you physically located?
I was sitting on my couch.
That's not where you go.
No.
That's not the go place.
My brain, in that moment, was hypnotized and did not care.
So you peed your couch?
Just a little.
You must be very proud.
It didn't actually make it to the couch. I was wearing sweatpants.
Okay. Now, I will say, and this, I don't mean to embarrass my relatives, but there's two people in the family in particular. I wear it as a badge of honor that I can still make them laugh to the point of peeing.
Right. I've never had that. Like, I've never...
Maybe, but there are people. You've got friends.
Oh, I have friends who like
when
can't
they-
jump up and down.
when they
and,
laugh enough. We all know somebody who's when they laugh so hard that
Or get scared.
They pee a little.
Yeah.
There's a few people in
right
my
now,
life.
I gotta pee because we talked about peeing, and now I gotta pee.
You're not gonna. Well, what are you gonna do?
You're not gonna. I'm gonna hold it.
All right. So,
I'm not being hypnotized by Tom laying in the ocean.
but I'm saying there's a couple of people that when I get going and I start telling the family jokes or whatever, they get to the point where they're just giddy. And they have to run away. They have to run to the bathroom. And I shouldn't say that it makes me happy that I'm.
You still got it.
Yeah.
Like every time it happens, you're like, still got it.
Well, all right. So you've revealed your insecurities, and I want
I
to maybe
did.
get on that. Maybe we can talk about giving up some insecurities for Lent.
Ooh.
You know, giving up some things we're worried about.
But honestly, it made me laugh. I'm like, how stupid am I? Like, I was like, what would I just do?
But the fact that you would tell me is also a little odd. That's kind of, so maybe you're getting over the insecurity in that regard.
I guess so.
Or you just
I
wanted to be
don't
funny
care.
on the show.
It's funny.
It is funny. It's definitely funny.
Dad blame funny.
It's absolutely.
If you can't laugh at it, then
Yeah.
what?
Well, speaking of water,
Water?
we got a video from the barn.
This video is whew, yeah, because we've talked about the Middleburg barn at Fox Chase Farm, and it's so gorgeous. What is it?
It's rustic luxury.
Rustic luxury. They don't use nails to build the barn, but it's a beautiful.
I got a message from Maureen saying she doesn't care if we call it. She just likes the commercials.
Exactly. She just likes the commercial. But it's absolutely gorgeous. It's this event space. You can go to the middleburgbarn.com and just look at the pictures.
Yeah.
But they have swans.
Fred and Ginger.
And Ginger.
And Maureen loves her swans. She loves her dogs. She loves her swans.
And the stable hands, the stable boys, had to bring the swans in when it got cold because the pond
I think the way it
froze.
works, I think they carry Maureen out on a chaise lounge.
Oh.
Like Cleopatra.
Yes.
And Maureen
but she's
goes-
in her farm working gear.
And tiara and beads.
Okay.
And she says, "Oh, stable boy, would you please bring in my swans?"
Oh, yes, madam, we will bring in the swans.
I think that's how it works.
And the swans, they wrangle them in, and
But the
video.
swans were not very happy about being wrangled in.
No, look at this video.
That's our hissing swans.
They were like what? I've never heard a swan make that noise before.
Yeah, and that water, with the stable boys, filled the kiddie pool with actual water from the pond
Swan was mad at that kiddie pool.
where the swans normally live. Which
Yeah.
is very thoughtful of stable boys.
He was as mad at that kiddie pool as that lady was that fire trucked me.
Yeah, go back and watch Monday's episode. So anyway, we're on a tangent because if you're having your wedding, wouldn't you love for Fred and Ginger to be not hissing, but to be kissing?
To swan by.
Yes, can you do Swan Lake? We're
No.
kind of doing it.
We are,
It's
but
kind of, yeah. There you go. So imagine Tchaikovsky's Swan Lake playing as you have your event at the Middleburg Barn in Middleburg,
wedding,
Virginia.
a corporate event, a party, anything that you can imagine, you
Anything
can
except
have.
a swan hunt. That's the one thing
Yeah, you can't do
that
that.
is off limits. They're 40 miles west of D.C., about a 25-minute ride from Dulles Airport in Middleburg. Call 540-687-5255 and go ahead and just tell Maureen all the stupid things we said.
Yeah.
And she can fact check us and find out
Yeah. Like, is this true or not?
some of it. Maybe some of it might have been an exaggeration, but the part
Look,
about you renting the place,
I
that's
said go to the website and you can get all the actual information.
the actual information.
Right.
All right.
You'll have to find out about the Shage Lounge.
So I'll probably have to go to confession and say I lied about the barn. Well, I didn't lie about the barn. I lied about Maureen and her stable
I
boys.
lied about the stable boys.
Yeah, there's no stable boys.
What?
Well, there's somebody. I don't know what they're called. They must
Stable boys.
All right. Well, their name.
Okay.
Stable boy.
How do you call your stable boy? Dirty
Hello,
Nancy.
stable boy. All right. So you revealed something that really an insecure person probably wouldn't have. You had security in this revelation. You admitted something embarrassing, and we kind of do that when you're doing a show. You kind of have to drop that guard because you want to get to the comedy.
Right, but
And think about comedians. They go up there and say the most embarrassing things about themselves and their family as a way of, it's a little bit of therapy, but it's also to get.
well, I am a horribly insecure person. I'm
But that's, I
horribly
think that's,
insecure,
but
but I'm also secure in my insecurities.
I think, and I'm sorry, secure people, but I think that secure people aren't necessarily funny. Secure people don't need to be funny.
That I do, I see where that's true. You're
If you think-
secure in yourself. You don't
You're
need
not
to be funny.
Right. You might be mildly amusing, but the real, really.
If you're really funny, you are masking the fact that you hate yourself. I mean,
That's kind of where I'm headed with this.
Yeah.
Is that it's a defense mechanism. That if you have massive insecurities, you generally find some kind of defense mechanism, and one of them
is
is comedy.
It is
So
comedy.
therefore, if we don't say all insecure people are funny, because that would be silly, but if we say all funny people would be a slice of that insecurity pie.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I used to interview a lot of comedians at Side Splitters, and they all have some reason, kind of
Right.
for getting into comedy. It's to cover up something, or they admit something embarrassing about themselves.
gosh.
They say, well, obviously
I peed my pants watching Survivor, or obviously I'm overweight, or obviously I'm underweight, or
Yeah. That was usually often the opening line for a
Well,
comedian.
you
Well,
jump
look at
on
me.
the-
I look like a cross between this and this.
Well, it came about because we were talking about my tooth. And we
Oh.
were talking about the fact that my teeth are the place where it is hard for me to even joke about because I'm so insecure about them.
And we had in effect, a behind-the-scenes production conversation.
Yes.
Because it affects me as your partner and co-host.
Right.
And if I'm editing the video in such a way, or I'm shooting the video, and we had a planned shoot that had to be postponed. Well, it ended up being postponed by about 20 minutes.
Right.
Because
Because I had to go to the dentist to have cosmetic issues fixed. It is the one, and you made the comment, you're like, I'm not even, because I sent you a picture of the work in progress at the dentist, and you're like, I'm not even going to make a joke because I know how much you trust me to send this picture. And the thing is, I'm making a joke of it. I'm making a joke face. I'm like,
to me, yeah. And
Right.
I'm the only one who got the text.
right, because it's the one place that I have a very hard, like, I'm so insecure about it that I have a very hard time making the comedy of it. But my question to you is, you feel the insecurity, right? Like, you have the insecurity, whatever you're insecure about. Would you trade would you trade security for funny? Wow. Would you give up
man.
your ability to make people have to get up and run to the bathroom and run away to not feel insecure?
I think that answer changes over time. I think at this point in my life, I have grown to be, I would rather have a good sense of humor. I would rather have a comedy partnership. I would rather I've worked basically, if you think about it, in some phase of comedy, morning wacky DJ radio.
Right.
The whole idea was to create funny setups so that something funny would happen.
Nothing makes you more insecure than radio, I'll tell you that.
And having done improv for, at this point, 20 years, I would not trade that. That was my salvation.
There was a point in your life you would have, though?
Well, if you go back in time to before radio and before comedy, you would think.
Math major Frank? Would math major Frank have given up if a genie had come and said, at this age, you're going to be funny and this is the career you're going to have, but you have to right now give it up so that you can feel secure in who you are for the rest of your life.
You can be you can be a math teacher and have a pension and a retirement fund.
Not promising any of those things, just promising that you will not be funny. You will not be funny, but you will be secure in who you are.
See, I remember even as a kid, my dad acknowledging realizing that I had a sense of humor. And I was I was pretty young. And the light bulb went off in my head that, because I remember he said something to the effect of, wow, I wish my dad were still alive because he would think he would appreciate your sense of humor. Man. So that kind of set me down that path of, okay, well that's okay. Because I was never good enough at any other thing for my dad. I mean, I was never good enough at swimming.
Right.
I was never good enough at any kind of athletics, baseball, tennis, golf, all the things they put me in lessons for. None of it. I was terrible. The only thing I ever did well was like campus radio or funny announcing guy. Or
so no, even then.
Well, see, I guess I'm at the point in your life where you think every terrible thing that happened to you, still, if you change any of it, it changes where you end up at this point in time. And why would you give up at this point in time? Why would I want to undo where I am today?
I had the thought, is there anything, and we can come back to this because this is a whole other question, is there anything that you have done that you're not proud of but you don't regret?
Oh, sure.
Right.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Because if I went back and changed some of the things, if I looked at some of the specific mistakes that I made in life,
yes,
and some of them are academic related, some of them are relationship related,
right.
But if I were to undo one of those or two of those mistakes,
and
then
it changes everything. You change your whole timeline.
I could be married to a different person. I would not have the kids that I have. I would be not have gone to the changed colleges and stayed at the other one. I would have done all the different things.
We've made jokes that my last 2 years have been. I'm sorry, like I got teary thinking about like.
Oh, can I get you a tissue?
What do you need? What do you need?
Need something?
No, I got teary just thinking about all of the things that make you funny and like laughing with people. Holy crap! Like, can you imagine giving that up?
No, that's a joy.
Oh,
that is the best joy.
And like, it's funny because it makes me emotional thinking about not having
that. But you
that.
know when you're on stage and you have to hold for the laugh.
Oh my God. Or just when you're with somebody who gets your sense of humor and you get to experience like that where you cannot stop laughing and you are able to make that person keep laughing and then they add on. Oh,
they have to go pee.
Oh God. But like, it seriously, it makes me tear up, but not in a bad way, not in a sad way, like in that way of like, that's my whole life.
The issue though, the negative side of it is when that happens. And that's when you feel like a normal person. That's when you feel like the someone has taken their foot off of your air hose.
Yeah. And you can breathe.
And you can breathe. And you just feel happy because you're not elated.
Right. And
you just feel nice.
And then you get in the car and someone steps on it and you were crippled with anxiety about everything that you've ever done and you tend to overthink that moment.
It's like there's a kink in your you get the oxygen under your nose.
True.
And there's a kink in your oxygen most of the time. Except when, that's why I love doing shows with you, because we get to take our feet off the oxygen tubes and just sit here and BS.
Right, but what's great is the overthinking insecure humans that we are. The moment I get in my car and I leave this workplace, we both start going, was he upset with this? Did you get enough to...
the text after the Ober-Gatlinburg film shoot, the text back and
forth between us.
Were you okay with this part? I don't know.
But I'm fine with that. Thank you for talking out. And please understand. We're both so like, but that's the thing is like, you come up for air, and then you're like, you come up for air because you're like,
it's so true.
There's everything, blah, 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 and then you're drowning in the anxiety and insecurity again.
So, and then when there's other friends and family members who get irritated because you're cracking a joke, it's like, you're irritated at me for breathing. You're irritated at me for feeling normal for a minute.
It's like you and I talking about at the funeral that we were at, where we all of us comedians were together and we all get the giggles. And it's, how the hell else do you think we exist in this life?
Yeah.
We take everything awkward and just laugh at it. If I didn't tell you about peeing my pants, something's wrong with me. There's something really wrong. She didn't tell me she peed her pants.
Yeah, gosh, that's normal. All right. Well,
it's another cathartic episode, therapeutic episode with I'm interested if other people would give up something to have something.
Would you send us a comment or send us, you can comment on YouTube publicly, or if you want to send us a private text message, we have a phone number for that.
We do, 865-236-0399.
You can email us privately, krishaandfrank@gmail.com. And I guess we could probably put a box on the website for one of those thingamajigs.
Well,
but we'll work on that.
We're going to go a little long.
Why?
Because we have a challenge.
Oh, yeah.
We're at 400.
I guess we should mention this again every day.
We will. We're at 452 as of this moment.
Oh, no, we were higher than that.
452?
I thought, well, we were 459.
Oh, 459. That's what I
last
meant.
Weekend. Okay.
459. I'm sorry. My brain is doing other kinds of math.
I was almost a math major.
We're at 459 subscriptions on YouTube. Our 500th subscriber, and you cannot unsubscribe and resubscribe to be the 500th subscriber. You can. We know who you are.
This is a special gift, but one of your friends could be that person.
Anybody.
So get your friend to be the 500th subscriber to the Krisha and Frank Show on YouTube.
Mm-hmm. And you're going to get a prize.
What is it? Should we give them a mug?
You want a mug?
We're not going to give them one of our mugs. We'll buy them a new one, right?
Well, we'll get them a mug or a T-shirt, not a sweatshirt.
We'll have to look at the prices.
You don't get a sweatshirt till I get a sweatshirt.
Yeah, whatever's the cheapest thing. Whatever's the cheapest thing we sell.
Jeepers, criminy.
Sorry, I forgot that was loaded.
We will load you up with some gifts from us.
With one gift.
Well, no. Well,
what else can we do?
I've got a plan. I'm not giving it all away. Oh. I'm not giving away the goose. The swan, as it were. Okay, our 500th YouTube subscriber will get a gift, a prize pack, if you will.
All right.
I worked in radio. I know how to take a bunch of trash and put it in a bag and send it to somebody.
We will send you some maple syrup. I will give you a Ziploc bag of maple syrup. We will give you...
All right.
We have so many things around here.
The race is on.
I'll give you a tissue.
So
I will put a tissue in there.
We probably have till June or July to worry about getting ourselves a gift. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. We have 459.
I think we're higher than that by now.
We're on our way to...
I mean, look, they just went up again.
Did we?
Yeah, right?
All right.
All right. Bye.
I mean, we can put some tissues in there. What can I get you? Some tissues?
Yeah, all the things.
Right. We have cards now.
A business card? You get a business card.
I still have the final 2006 tea bag. I kept it.
We could, you got a pretty signature. You could sign something.
Ooh, yeah. Yeah.
Just Krisha.
Just a piece of paper, Krisha.
All right.
Cool.